Okay, hello, my friends. Thank you for joining Monday Night Live. What do we call this? Monday night classes all together, team night. So we are your hosts. I'm Ash. Lee.
I'm Annie. Yes.
Yep. Annie and Christy. Say hi.
Hi.
Hey. And we are talking about kiddos and nervous system tonight, and kind of like sleep help and all that kind of good stuff. I'm going to start off with telling you that we love when you use the chat, because this is a webinar style, so we don't get to see you, even though you're there, and nobody else knows you're there if you don't chat. So we love to have that family feel. So use the chat, ask questions, participate, tell us your own stories if you have some good ones about the topic, and we would love to share that with everybody. We will be this call will be available as a YouTube link, so you can pass it out to whoever. If you know somebody, a friend, whether they're a member with Young Living, a customer or not, you can share that with them. It's going to be compliant, hopefully, for the most part. We do our best. And so then you'll be able to share it. And then we also are going to be hosting it on if you're not in our new team website, you need to get in there. It's amazing. It is ourwellnesshive.com. And if you need info on how to join it, if you've never done it yet, just message me and I'll help you get in there. Anyway, we have tons of great info and videos and education, and we have stuff you can't get anywhere else. We have undergrounds there, secrets of the hive calls, and you're going to love it. So it's a really good team resource for anybody who is actually on our team can get in there and use it. We are not your doctors. So this is not like a medical diagnosis situation. We don't have that capability. And honestly, we didn't go to school long enough to get it or get paid enough to get it. So we are here to tell you what we have learned, the general knowledge that we know, and what we have experienced ourselves in our own kids' lives. I know Farah, she is a doctor and she doesn't get paid enough either. So that's how that works. But yeah, we're just here to tell you what we have experienced, and maybe it will work for you and your family. Maybe your mama instinct will say, no, that does not work for me and my family, and we're not going to try that. And that is absolutely fine. So you go with what your gut says, because I believe firmly in the gut, which is a big part of the nervous system. So we are going to start off. Did I miss anything, girls? Like what else do I need to say? Okay. Good. We're just really happy you're here, and just know that we do this pretty much every Monday night, unless something weird happens. And we would love for you to keep coming and to invite some of your members or your customers, your friends, because the more the merrier. You know, the more people that know this stuff, the more empowered people we have on our team and in our lives, and we love that. Okay, so intro the nervous system.
Yes. So I'm going to keep this really simple, because really what we want are stories. We want stories of what we use on our kids to primarily help calm, right? When we talk about the nervous system. So it's a big, complex system. The central nervous system is brain and spinal cord, the peripheral nervous system, all other nerves. And then within the peripheral nervous system, we have the system that I love talking about, and that's the autonomic nervous system, because that is the sympathetic and the parasympathetic nervous systems. And that's really where we're focusing, because those are the systems that are activated for our kids. Fight or flight is activated, right? Rest and digest is another. The parasympathetic is rest and digest. And so this is what we're talking about. So I'm just going to read this portion from a book, because it can say it better than I can, especially at what time is it? Almost 8 o'clock at night. The autonomic system is divided further into two main parts, the sympathetic and parasympathetic, like I just said. The sympathetic nervous system functions to accelerate the heart rate, increase blood pressure, slow digestion, and constrict blood vessels. It activates the fight or flight response in order to deal with threatening or stressful situations. The parasympathetic nervous system functions to slow the heart rate, store energy, stimulate digestive activity, and relax specific muscles. It allows the body to return to a normal and calm state after experiencing pain and stress. And here's the big takeaway from this, is that The sympathetic nervous system is to perform for us when we need to move, escape, and times of emergency, right? We need the chemicals to put us into a situation where we can think fast, act fast, right? And move when we need to. The parasympathetic system is our normal, like this should be our normal, where we feel relaxed, we feel calm, we don't feel tension, right? We are digesting in this beautiful calm state. But here's what has happened. In our state today, we adults, like we did a talk on the nervous system a few weeks ago, so you can find that in our website. It was awesome. But for kids, it honestly is super sad that we have reached a state where our kids are functioning in fight or flight, emergency, cortisol, adrenaline mode most of the time, and experiencing calm, tension-free status like a smaller percentage of the day. This needs to be reversed. So we had our own experience with this. And this is an exaggerated example, but I want to use it for purposes of just helping you to know, like, where are my kids on the continuum, right? Are they mostly calm or are they mostly tense, right? So Emma, she's 20 years old now, but take it back all the way to kindergarten. It's supposed to be the fun year, right? Kindergarten is just all play. You think it's all play. You think it's all fun. Well, not my child. So Emma, from a very early age, had a hard time with separation. She just did not feel safe and in, an outside environment for that long of the day. And it was not a place where she felt, she felt safe. So what started happening in kindergarten is I started seeing Emma obviously functioning out of the sympathetic nervous system most of her day. So school to her was hustle. It was get here, get there. It was, energy, like she had to give so much energy to her classmates, to her teacher, to, finding the places in school she needed to go, where she needed to be. There was so much stimulus for her, and all kids kind of function at different levels, right? Some kids love stimulus, right? Emma she was overwhelmed by it. And so we were pretty naive parents at that point. We're just like, well, lots of kids are kind of nervous about school. So we just kept pushing her and pushing her and pushing her. Pretty soon, the nurses were calling, and she was in the nurse's office because she needed some extra breaks during the day. And then they had a lockdown drill and fire drill, and that set off, like, that's a true emergency, right? Like, kids don't necessarily know in their bodies the difference between, oh, this is just a drill, and the sirens go off and her body takes over, right? So long story shorter, Emma started to show, she was having panic attacks, very regular panic attacks in the mornings, at night before bed, going to school. During the day at school, she was not eating. She would come home and she had completely lost her imagination. She was entering into childhood depression, and we needed to do something big. And all of that happened, like, there was some of it in preschool, but she was only going every other day, right? And so she had those rest days. But kindergarten was every day, and it was just too much. So she went all the way through kindergarten. First grade comes, and she had the summer to recover. So we thought, okay, let's do this. She made it to Christmas of first grade, and she wasn't even our kid anymore. I didn't even know who she was anymore. Everything was triggering her. We couldn't go to eat because she had developed a what do you call it? Panic around kids getting sick in school. She had seen somebody throw up and it just became this huge trigger. So we couldn't go out where anybody was coughing or whatever. She was so hypersensitive to everything that she would have a panic attack herself. So anyway, on and on and on. It just was very debilitating for our whole family. All that to say, Emma was extremely dysregulated, right? If we're talking about sympathetic nervous system, parasympathetic, like extremely dysregulated. And this was before I knew about oils or any of this. And so we made the decision Christmas of first grade year to pull her out. We had to make a huge choice for her, and we were going to homeschool her. Now, again, that is a very dramatic example, and that is not going to happen to everyone's children. But these are the signs. These are the signs, the little signs that you start to look for in kids who are dysregulated. And we have tools in the oils. I'll never forget. We went to Annie's house. So Annie's the one who enrolled me. And I think this was before I enrolled Annie that we went to your house, and Annie had been using the oils for a while, and we'd walk in and we'd smell thieves, and it just smelled so amazing. And one day she held out the Peace and Calming oil blend to Emma, and she, gave it to her and just asked Emma to just breathe it in deeply. And I'll never forget, Emma took a deep breath, and like immediately her shoulders just relaxed, and she felt the calming effects of that oil blend. And I thought, oh my gosh, well, there's going to be in our life, we are going to order this oil blend. And so now we have the oils, and we all have stories of this, of how we've used the oils for our kids. I wish I had oils early on when my kids were babes all the way through. But we certainly started to use the oils after that point and saw amazing effects in being able to calm our kids' nervous system. So we're going to talk about various aspects of calming. Obviously, a part of the nervous system is motivating as well, right? Like there's healthy motivation. We need motivation to get out of bed in the morning, and that is the sympathetic nervous system as well, right? We need motivation to get our homework done, all of these things. So we're all going to share stories of oils that have made a difference in our kids' lives. So are you ready to share something?
Well, yeah, sure. I can tell my story about Peace and Calming too, just since we were on that. So this was the oil actually that got Kevin into oils too. I know this isn't about adults, but I was using it on the kids. And so like every night, so my kids, although they're not nervous, they're very like stimulated, like Christy was talking about. And I think you've told me before, Christy, that even, like it's the same part of the brain or something. So like, did you tell me something like that? Or maybe Kaden did, I don't know. But like the nervous stimulation is the same as like the hyper stimulation or something. Is that right? Okay.
Yes.
And so my kids would just be like bouncing off the wall and not calm. So although they weren't like that kind of nervous, it was like, you guys need to calm down. Calm the crap down.
Yep.
So we just started getting in this like super healthy routine of every night it would be Peace and Calming on the feet, to where they would just get used to it. It was just part of like their routine. And so it was really easy to like just have that at nighttime, because we'd go in, we'd give hugs, kisses, we'd do the Peace and Calming, and then they just knew it's time for bed. Like, so then they could calm down that way. And like many times they would reach for it if they were, headed to school. And even if it wasn't the same type of nerves, it was like the excitement or anticipation of new friends, or, first day of school, and we use Valor too, as they got older for that. But so just like the really calming part of is why we were using Peace and Calming. So it was in the same way. And it's like when I started learning more about it, and then just like totally, I remember that when Emma came over, I just remember her just holding it, and like, it was just like so beautiful. And I mean, I loved it. So, but yeah, Peace and Calming is so great. And just getting in that healthy routine of calming the kids before bed is a great tip.
So I have a peace and calming love story too. This is, girls, this is the witching hour love story. They didn't know what witching hour meant, and maybe you guys don't either. It's that time of day after everybody's had their full day and we're almost to dinner time. And when you have little children, you know that it just kind of, life just kind of falls apart. You're trying to make dinner. Your children are either hyper and crazy, screaming at each other and fighting, bickering, or your baby's crying. Like, that's the witching hour. It's just a crap show, right? So I had the genius idea to diffuse peace and calming every day during the witching hour, like very strong in my house, like where all the kids were running around. And it was night and day crazy difference. I didn't even have them put it on. I literally just put it in the air. And I was like, people need to be said, like, we need to sedate these folks. And it really worked. Like, everybody was just very calm, sweet to each other. Like, I just remember one minute, and this was when my kids were all really little, but one day it was like during that time, I'm making dinner. You can't usually get peace in your mind during that time of day. And I look over and they're all of them were sitting at a table playing with Play-Doh. And that just didn't happen. Like, that was just not happening at that time of day. And I was floored. I was like, oh, okay. And then the days that I wouldn't diffuse it, it was a wreck again. So peace and calming is magical for the nervous system.
It is. Whenever I share peace and calming with mamas of young babies, I always love hearing the testimonies, because I specifically remember one of the mamas. I mean, she must have had kids that were like, I don't know, 6 and 9 or something like that. And she sent a before picture of like literally them out of their minds, right? And then she sent an after picture after she had put peace and calming in the diffuser, and it was going for like 5 minutes. And they were quietly sitting on the floor in the playroom, just like, just totally focused. And then I love that. I mean, because it's so true. It has happened to every one of us.
Yeah.
So yes.
That's also a great sleep oil. It's like Annie said,
Yes.
but like, I think that's the one that Jamie has a great testimony about. It's like the only thing that got her child to sleep through the night after years of no sleeping.
Yes. I'm glad you brought Jamie up, because she is one story that I do remember, and I don't remember which boy it was, Ashley, but okay, maybe it was, well, so Lucas then responded to a different oil. And this is the cool thing about oils and kids and biochemistry. One will respond to one thing and another will respond to something else. And so for Lucas, it was surrender. She tried so many oil blends and so many oils, right, that were typical for calming down before you sleep. And
that
then
makes sense for Lucas's personality for me.
Yes.
Yeah.
So finally she was turned on to surrender for some reason, right? Sometimes we literally get drops from God to say, try this one. I mean, we just do. And she tried surrender for Lucas, and that was his sleep oil, and that was the one that worked. So keep that in the back of your minds.
If you try something and you're like, that didn't work, just keep trying.
Yeah.
One thing about lavender, people think that's like the catch-all for everybody. It's actually not. For relaxing, some people react to lavender. Lavender has an antihistamine like property, which makes it great for allergies. But do you know how Benadryl works? How some people really get super drowsy with Benadryl because it's the antihistamine thing, and like they just conk out, and some people get wired on Benadryl.
Yes.
Well, yeah, lavender does the same thing. I'm pretty sure it does it to me sometimes and sometimes
Me
not.
too.
But like, it's on and off, and I can never like pin it down which one. And then my daughter, for sure, she can't. So if you try something with lavender in it and you're like, that did not work, just no lavender, do something else. Your body will respond to something.
Yes.
Yeah.
Another one that has worked really good in my household is cedarwood. Cedarwood before bed. So I use it to this day, and I've used it for years. I'll go off and on, but I mean, I've now been using it for, I want to say, probably a year straight, because it's working really well for me.
I feel like cedarwood's a sure bet. Like,
it works in our household. Yep.
Yeah.
So cedarwood's an awesome one to try for calming. And again, you could just diffuse it before bedtime in the main space of your home where everyone's kind of congregating and the kids are playing, settling down, or put it on, right? So we talk about diffusing. So if you want to get the diffusers going 15 minutes, before kids are going to bed in their bedroom, like get it nice and concentrated in their
Yes.
bedroom.
Like
And-
hot box it, shut the doors, shut all the windows.
Exactly. And then, put them to bed, maybe roll a little tranquil on their spine or on the bottoms of their feet. And then, definitely works. What other ones have you used for your kiddos?
I feel like Valor is another, that's probably like second place to Peace and Calming. There it is.
Yes,
So I'll
yes.
just tell you real quick what I did, and then Annie, want to hear
Yeah.
yours. For my kiddos, it would be, most of them are homeschooled now, but when they did go to school and we would do the drop-off line in the morning time, I always had a roller of Valor, half Valor and half Northern Lights Black Spruce. They're both very grounding, so I would put them together. They're grounding, but they give bravery. Valor is a very brave oil, and then Northern Lights Black Spruce is a strong tree oil with deep roots, so it's gonna like ground you. It was like a magical combo just to make them feel like, okay, I can get out of this car and take on the world. I smell like home. Like it just gave them that whole, I don't know, it helped me feel like I was doing something to help them out. But if they forgot it, they missed it all day, and they were sure to never forget it. So they were always like, oh, where's my roller? And they would roll it on real quick, and out the door they went. So I would do that with a quick prayer for them, and out they went. And it was amazing. It was so sweet.
I love that.
Mhm.
Yeah. So for ours, it was, it started the first day of school and like they loved it. And then the second day of school and then the third day. And then I wouldn't say that they necessarily missed it when I didn't do it, but they asked for it when they knew that they were going to need it.
Yeah.
And so like a big football game, or if they had to do show and tell at school, or even, Ethan did his first sermon a couple of years ago at church, and he asked for the Valor at 17 or 18 years old. And I'm just like, well, that really speaks volume. So even though it wasn't a daily thing, they knew, kind of just in the inside of their heart, okay, I need that oil. And so they remember what it did.
How'd they apply it?
We just always do chest, neck, like, rub it. I didn't really know about scent tents until a couple years ago. So my kids grew up without that. And I'm always like, more is better. So like if a quarter of a bottle did really good, then the half the bottle is where we need to be. It's just like, get it on your body. So, and they, that's what they do. Like Ethan, I know Ethan's just usually dump, and then like
Back of the neck is awesome. I feel
back
like
of his neck.
Mhm.
So that's pretty much him. And so, yeah, I mean, still reaching for it, 10 years after we've been using oils. It's just one of those staples that, I just can't imagine life without. And just watching them grow up and like, recognizing, okay, I might need a little bit of focus or a little bit of, whatever. So
Or whatever,
I love
yeah.
that.
Mhm.
Yay.
Tanya says,
Yeah, I know. And it's weird.
Oh, sorry. Tanya said her son Cole is 12 and he'll ask for stress away before bed. She puts it on her hands to rub his back to wake him up in the AM as well. Yes.
Wow.
I love incorporating oils into like a daily habit.
Yes.
Especially for calming the immune or the nervous system.
Yes. And then just teaching your kids what they're for. I think like knowing that, hey, this is the bravery oil. Like when your kids ask for it, you're going to know like, okay, so this is something that they're struggling with, like, or, this is maybe harder, looks like a mountain to climb just by them suggesting what oil they want.
Yeah.
So teach them, valor, bravery, like you said, Ashley.
Mhm. Another one that's like, not that we needed a kid's version of Valor, because Valor is great for kids too, but we have a kid's version of Valor. It's called Kid Power. And it is, if Valor smelled good, this one smells like, I don't even, it's amazing. It smells so good. It smells like Valor, but extra orange, like heavy on the orange, like a creamsicle kind of, with a little Valor magic in there. It's so good. So if you want an extra option in addition to Valor, which I'm sure we all have, Kid Power is a really good one.
Yes.
Yeah.
As-
I have something else to share.
Yeah, I was gonna quick insert, since were you gonna stay on the kids sense, Ashley?
No, no.
Okay, So something that I also learned about the oils is think about their emotional impact as well as physical impact. So you consider an oil blend like Aoi, and you think, oh, that is like an, skin or something they got, a physical Aoi that they got. But you can also use it for emotional owies, right? So if your kids, there's lots of reasons why they have the stress that they do when they come home from school or, go about their life. And if they have, had their feelings hurt at school and it's creating some tension for them and dysregulation for them at home, then an oil like Aoi for emotional dysregulation is a great one to use. The other ones that you'd want to use, if you sense that it's more of emotional that is causing agitation for them, right? And kind of then Trauma Life is a great one to use. And also Release. Owen would use Release quite a bit. That one just was the one for him that he could literally feel when he would breathe that one in. So again, scent tent it, or, it would be awesome to teach your kids how to scent tent, right? The little ones, because it's also a mindfulness break in the midst of the day, right? Teaching them how to become present in their bodies, using an oil that's also going to magnify the effects of that the calming properties in their body. So teach a scent tent, right? You just put the oil in your hands over your nose and then help them do some nice deep breathing. Just breathe alongside them and slow their mind and body down with some deep breathing with the oils. Okay. What were you going to say, Ash?
I'm looking for that one video I was going to share. I can't find it.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so this one's about for sleep. I have one kiddo in particular who ends up having night terrors sometimes, which are really creepy, bad dreams that people can't seem to wake from, or they seem awake, but they're not because the night terror is still happening. So in addition to praying with them and putting on good music so that they can kind of like take themselves out of that scary space, I use I've used a lot of oils for this, but I have found that the oil Dreamcatcher, aptly named, is the one that works the very best. So he seems to have them more when he isn't feeling well, like when he's got a fever, like the fever kind of messes with his nervous system and like makes his brain go kind of wacky. So when he's got a fever, or if he's just like in a string where he's having them a little bit more often, which he hasn't had them in a long time, we will diffuse Dreamcatcher right next to his head, like right next to the bed, so that it doesn't even happen. Put it on the feet, put it on the kind of the temples, and it works wonders. It's wonderful. Even just him inhaling it quickly while he's kind of freaking out is, you can see the calm happening slowly. So Dreamcatcher is really great for bad dreams, bad vibes, all that stuff.
Love. Okay, so then with sleeping too, this is my soon to be 19-year-old. He uses this kid scent Unwind, and it's literally for like it says 4 and up. And so I just assumed it, wouldn't work for my adult son, but I guess even some adults use it.
I use it.
You do? Okay.
Yep.
So, Caden, he's almost 19. He takes 2 packs, just whenever he knows he's going to have a hard time falling asleep. So like usually like a Saturday night, like when he knows he has to get up early, like he doesn't like really setting alarms or whatever. So if he's going to be at all racing at night, he'll take 2 packs. And even before he went to the gym, I just told him to give me like a testimony. And he said he falls asleep so fast when he takes it. So even if he like forgot to take it and he notices he's not sleeping at like 1 a.m, he'll take them. He'll take 2 packs, and he said he right away falls asleep. And he said he has the deepest sleeps, like he sleeps the best he sleeps when he takes them. So I don't know why he doesn't take them every night. It's just he doesn't really like to do supplements and stuff. He wants his body to figure out stuff. But so this is what was in the side of his drawer. He has them all like this, and they're just easy for my, adult male to grab, because opening a box is really difficult. And so this is just quick
It is hard.
And then he has a little pile of the wrappers in the drawer too.
Because garbage is hard.
Garbage is, it's right next to the nightstand, but
It's
why
harder.
do that? Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
no,
hard.
you can't, you shouldn't do that.
But yeah, so I loved his little testimony, and he said that he just said everyone should use it if they can't sleep.
Sweet. It tastes like a little pixie stick. I think it tastes pretty good. I don't
Yeah,
mind it at all. And kids
Isn't it
love
weird that he takes 2 of them?
I think it's great. I mean, it's for kids, so he's a big man. Like
Yeah. He's like 160 pounds. So
yeah. Oh,
I can't hear you.
can't hear you, babe.
Oh, I just said it's working for him. He's figured
Yeah,
out the amount to take to help him sleep. So, yeah.
Yes.
not gonna overdo
Well,
it.
and that has magnesium in it, as well as, you guys go look up the incredible ingredients in that supplement. Because I have taught about it before, but I never lock anything into my brain. And it's an incredible supplement for kids. I know for sure the magnesium is helps to calm and go to sleep.
Mhm.
But it's an incredible supplement. On that note, we know that calming the body is a bigger conversation, right? As far as lifestyle choices. Diet is a huge contributor to kids being hyperactive, not being able to settle down, right? So cutting dyes out of the diet as much as you can. You know, if you're really struggling with your kids being a little on the hyperactive side, then obviously test some things with the diet. But with that, you can achieve some great gut balance just by adding in the Mighty Zymes. So if any mamas come to me and say, oh, they're bouncing off the walls, hyperactive, can't focus, enzymes, vitamins, right? Those two, the Mighty Zymes and the Mighty Vites, right away, I say, get them on that, do it for 30 days and see what a difference it makes. The Mighty Zymes, I personally think are good. Yes, no, they're not candy, but they are sweet and they are, you get used to the taste of them.
Yeah, my kids use them all the time and they don't ever complain. So
You can chew them, they're perfect, right? And the other thing with that is supporting the liver. So we know that the liver is the major detox organ. And so if you can use the oils like Juvaflex or, go to your guide, open it up to liver, whatever oils are supportive to the liver will also help with settling your kids down as well. So those.
I have the ingredients in Unwind real quick. It's L-theanine, which I think is an amino acid, maybe. I might be wrong. Magnesium citrate, marine mineral magnesium complex. So some mineral magnesium magic, and 5-HTP, which this is a supplement I didn't know anything about until my chiropractor said that I should take it because it helps serotonin levels in the gut. So it's like a happy gut, happy brain thing.
Wow.
So that's 5-HTP. She has me take it every night, and that is why she's wanted me to take magnesium and 5-HTP. And I found it in Unwind. So I take a supplement form of it, like in a pill form, and then I also take the Unwind at night. It's beautiful. And then a few other things in here. It's got lavender, Roman chamomile in it. So it is a really, really good supplement.
Yeah, it really
Kids
is.
and adults. I have a couple of other suggestions for supplementation to balance and support the nervous system, if you guys don't mind. So B vitamins are really important. So for kids, Young Living doesn't have like a B vitamin lozenge. There might be a good amount of B vitamins in the Mighty Vites. I haven't looked it up, but there are B vitamin lozenges that are super easy for kids to suck on. So just go get some organic version at a grocery store and you'll be great. Calcium is another one. Their minerals need to be balanced. So magnesium, calcium, potassium, and trace minerals, that all needs to be really healthy and working together. And we have this supplement. It tastes super funky. It's called Mineral Essence. It is so good for the nervous system.
Yeah, it
is magic for the nervous system. So what you can do for kids is you can make a mineral essence lemonade. Just put like honey, your lemon juice, your water, and mineral essence, like a bunch of droppers of it, and just have them sip on it all day. They cannot taste it in the lemonade. If you need the recipe, I have it. I just don't have it on me. So you can message me and ask me what the recipe is and I'll find it for you.
Mhm.
And then fatty acids like omegas are really, really good for the kids too, for the nervous system. So yeah, you want to supplement if your kid's really struggling.
Yes, definitely.
Do you guys have anything else to share? I have one more thing, but I don't want to keep going if you have something else.
Yeah, I think I have one more.
Okay, go. You do.
Anything else comes. Sometimes you need to calm the nervous system, but you also need focus, right? So this isn't the go to sleep type of blend. This is the calm and focus, and this has worked really well for our family. It is cedarwood, frankincense, vetiver,
Mm.
and do I add, maybe I did add like a Northern Lights black, but anyway, those three for sure, the cedarwood, frankincense, vetiver.
Oh yeah.
Goodness, if you need just this calm focus, whether it's getting schoolwork done or just in the evening, like, maybe some chores before they go to bed, or in the morning when it's like, oh my goodness, we have got to get out of this house and get you to school. So those three are amazing for that. And I would diffuse it. You can also, I mean, if you want to take the time, you can put all three like in a roller and roll it up the spine. That would be fine too. But it's been very effective diffused for us. So
It smells so earthy. That would smell so earthy and yummy.
it is. It is very earthy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Let's talk about the spine for a quick minute. If you guys know what the raindrop technique is, I'm actually looking in all my little like reference books and stuff about the nervous system. The raindrop technique is referred to all the time for the nervous system. Usually we see it as like an immune system booster, which it is, but it's really great for the nervous system as well. It's like a massage technique that's super easy to learn that just focuses on oils on the spine. So you can look that up in any of our member resources spots because it's going to support the entire body. But I have, I'm going to try to be quick about it. I have a protocol that you can use to calm the nervous system. I'm going to read it because it's, I'm going to read it because I don't know it by heart. But it says here, sometimes it's necessary to turn off the sympathetic nervous system, which is that fight or flight mode, right? Where you're just like not in your normal mind, right? Your body's not functioning as it should, and stimulate the parasympathetic nervous system. So that's what this protocol is going to do. So get your pens out. First, you're going to put any of these oils on. Okay. So whichever one you got, it's Valor, Release, Peace and Calming, Trauma Life, or 3 Wise Men. Okay. These are all really amazing oils for calm. And you're going to put one of those on the emotional stress points, which are right here in the middle of the forehead, above the pupils of the eyes. Okay. So you're just going to stimulate this area. It's kind of like acupressure. Okay. And you're just going to like put your oil there. And then you're going to hold these points by placing the palm of one hand across the forehead and the palm of the other across the back of the head, just like this. And you are just going to breathe, or your child is going to breathe. You're going to help them kind of like breathe through whatever it is that's freaking them out. While holding, have them think about the situation, or you think about the situation that's causing you stress. Continue to hold until the problem no longer bothers you or the body relaxes, and you will be amazed. It could take 5 minutes, but you will finally feel yourself come to this like, okay, like you could just feel yourself coming down, kind of like what Christy said about Emma, sweet little Emma.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah, so that's 5 minutes-ish, or it could take less. So that'd be great. Second, and it doesn't ever hurt to have them inhaling the oils either, because all of our oils are going to affect the nervous system in a healthy way because of the limbic system right in the middle of your brain. Okay, second step is to rub a few drops of Valor. Everybody needs Valor, so I hope you have it. On T1, which is one of your vertebrae back here, the knobby vertebrae at the top of the shoulders and the bottom of the neck. So you can kind of feel it. And that's where the sympathetic nervous system starts. So you're putting Valor there, second step. Third step is to put about 6 drops of Valor, or you could do less if it's a child. Okay, you could do like 3 drops of Valor on the soles of the foot. Put them on the soles of the feet, and then hold the feet together. Okay, the soles of the feet together for 5 to 10 minutes until you feel a shift in the body. Again, you're going to feel the shift. And then it says in parentheses, sighs, gas, burps, relaxation, muscle, like just, like your muscles are feeling relaxed and loose. Okay. And then fourth and the last thing, you're going to place a drop each of frankincense. Here we go. Frankincense, vetiver, valerian, and lavender. If you don't have all those, use the ones you've got. Okay. And just go with it and be happy. So frankincense, vetiver, valerian, lavender at the top of the neck in the soft spot under the skull. You guys can feel that in that groove of the neck. So it's above that point that we used before, right in the groove of the neck. And then you just kind of like massage this area while saying something positive that kind of takes your person or takes you out of the stressed out emotion that they had. Something like, I choose life, or I am safe, or I am brave, or I choose forgiveness, or I choose calmness, something that's like an affirmation for them. And that is the end of the protocol, but it should
Wow.
work through that. It's really simple, but bring them down to a healthier place.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I got that from, this is a really cool book. I have so many books, guys. It's called Ultimate Balance. And it has all kinds of diagrams and just cool things.
Nice.
Yeah,
Cool.
I love it. For every body system, this one has. So if you want to get it, you should.
Yes.
Every body system and oils.
Love it.
Okay.
Well, I think we covered
Questions?
quite a bit of ground. Yeah.
Yeah, we did. I don't see any questions or anything unless I missed something.
Nope, I don't think so.
I don't see any. I'm just looking to see. For kid, I'll just say real quick while we're waiting for questions and then we can sign off if there aren't any. For kids, some really other good sleep oils, and for adults too, is Sleepy Eyes is a kid's blend of oils for sleep. There's an oil called Calm. It's called Seedlings Calm. It's blended for babies, but it works for kids as well. There's an oil called Rutavala. If you have a kid that's really hard to knock out or they're a little older, you could try that oil. It just comes in a roller and it's it's probably like our strongest sleep oil.
Mhm.
Another sleep thing is ImmuPro.
Yes.
Right. So ImmuPro has melatonin in it, in addition to some really great like immune boosting mushrooms, oils, all kinds of fun stuff in it.
Mhm.
It tastes kind of like a little candy. It's a little chewable tablet. If you've got a kiddo, break it into half or in quarters because it's can be a powerful little guy. And so that's sleep. I think
Did we say Tranquil in the roll-on? That's an awesome one too.
yeah, Tranquil is so
Yeah.
good. That one's such a simple one, but it smells divine.
It really does.
I love that one.
And then we do have, do we still have CBD Calm? Is that still in stock?
I
See
think
the
so.
Calm roll-on? Gosh, that one smells amazing.
Lovely. Yeah, that smells like that smells a lot like Tranquil to me too. Let me see if we still
And the CBD in it is
Yeah.
not,
have it.
it's not- yeah, there's not a ton of it. So that would be
no,
very,
it's not super strong.
that would be very safe for kiddos too.
Yep.
And it smells so good.
Yeah. Yeah, now I want to oil up my kids and like go snuggle.
I know.
Yes.
I always get inspired after these classes. Do you
I know
guys?
I do too.
I was like, oh,
We're all gonna sleep really good tonight.
I know. Maybe every oil, but really like, I mean, cedarwood, I do have to like sing the praises of cedarwood. Cedarwood and orange together, they're the most inexpensive oils.
It's true.
And they're lovely. They're so
Yes.
nice and
Yep.
so relaxing. So yeah,
Yep.
they're
Yes.
good.
Use your oils, calm the kiddos.
Yep. Use them up.
Yes.
All
All right,
right.
friends. Thank you
All
for
right.
playing.
See you later.
Thank you.